And this is the 3-step method to continuing a conversation with a girl easily. This is proven by a former FBI negotiator, Chris Voss. I took his masterclass course several months ago, and thought, guys, I need to do a video about this. People can do this when it comes to keeping the conversation going. So I have to do a video about this for my community. So what I did first is I first practiced it on myself, and I had clients practice this as well with women, and they were talking and noticed that it actually does work. So I'm going to give you the 3-step method on what to do so you find yourself a little bit in a better predicament when you either are approaching a woman or having a conversation with a woman that you might have your eye on. And this even works if you're in a relationship, so don't worry. This also works great for dates. So let's get into it. Hello, my name is Apollonia Ponti. I'm your dating, relationship, and life coach, and your attraction coach as well for men. I help men master their attraction skills and master their lives overall. If this is your first time joining, I welcome you to subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to stay to the end because I have something very, very special for you. So I want to encourage you right now to push yourself and get yourself out there, because as a woman myself, I probably know exactly how to do these things and keep a conversation going, and a couple steps away, awaiting or having a conversation with the perfect woman. So let's get into it. The 3-step method to continuing a conversation with a woman. First method is mirroring. This works great for someone who has social anxiety or is very shy, or that freezes up in front of a woman that they really, really like. We've all been there. So let me show you an example. Let's say that you're having a conversation with a woman and she's like, "Oh, I like your pink shirt." Or she says something like, "What type of coffee are you getting today?" Let's start with the first one. "Oh, I like your pink shirt" first. You're going to repeat the last 4 to 3 words that she's saying, like this. "Oh, you like my pink shirt?" Now, what happens subconsciously to humans in our minds when someone does that, and you have to say it with an inquiry tonality like I just did, the person ultimately will answer and be like, "Yeah, I do. I like it. It reminds me of something," she might say, "you would wear on the beach or when you go to the Keys." "Oh, it reminds you of the Keys, really?" "Oh, when's the last time that you've been on the Keys?" you can say. Now, it gives you more things to talk about when you repeat the last 4 to 3 words of someone, or they'll give you more to talk about. When they're having a conversation with you, it initially gets them to answer once again. It's kind of like it's a question, but it's not a question. It instinctually gets the other person to define a little bit more of what they said, or go into a little bit more of why they did it or said it. So the next time you're on a date with a woman, or even I want you to practice this with friends, family members, coworkers, or whatever. Let's just say a coworker comes in your office and says, "Did you have a great weekend?" "Did I have a great weekend?" you might reply. And she might say, "Yeah, whoa, it looks like you did. What happened?" Now, of course, they're going to initially respond, and it gives you not only time to think, but it also gives you time to really create a different type of conversation. Let's say a woman says, "I have 7 siblings." "Wow, 7 siblings, you say?" Now she goes into it, right? She'll start talking about the 7 siblings because you're doing it with an inquisitive tone, and this is how you can continue to have the conversation going with a woman. That's why I say mirroring, this first method, works really great with men that tend to freeze up sometimes or don't know what's next to say, but it also helps with attraction and keeping the conversation going instead of continuing to think like you have to ask questions over questions and fix and switch the framing of your questions into different topics, which then becomes a Barbara Walters interview, and we all don't want that, right? Now let's get into the second method. The second method is called labeling. Labeling is used to identify feelings and emotions and give voice to another person's feelings, possibly, or something that they're going through, or something that you're picking up on, let's say. Labeling also helps you show the other person that you may be present, which is really important. It helps with negotiation strategies, which actually help you in communication. Not only with people, but with women. It's genius. So the labeling effect is this. You have to point something out. So you can start with "it looks like," or "you look like," or "it seems like." You can say, it looks like you have really great energy. You can approach a woman, and that's why labeling is so great. You can approach a woman and say that. One of my biggest things that I tell my men in my membership community, especially, is when they approach a woman, is to go up to a woman and just say, I just wanted to come up to you and let you know that something about you. It looks like you have really great energy. It seems like you have really good energy. You look like you have really good energy. See, guys? Naturally, someone just is going to be like, oh, I do, right? So they're feeling like their emotions or they are being validated. So you want to avoid also too, when you label, is making it about you though, or making it from you like I think you are attractive, right? So example, instead of saying, it seems like you have really good energy, you probably could have said something like, I think you're really attractive. This is not labeling. Or what I'm hearing is XYZ. You just want to make it an assumption. It seems like, it looks like, you look like, because it gives the other person a signal of picking up on an afterthought with you. Because labeling is designed to let the other side know that you're understanding what they're going through. So you're picking up their feelings, you're helping to build a relationship with them, and you're also gathering information while being present at the same time. So I want you to think of it like this. Let's say this woman talks a lot about her siblings, like we said, and you can easily say, it seems like you really love your siblings. I can see you have a really special place in your heart for them. And then you pause. It shows the other person we are aware of their emotions, and this is where connection can start to happen, guys. This is key. Labeling is so, so important. So this is something we practice in my membership community. I'm going to put it up here in the cards in the description box. It's at a low price where you get ongoing group coaching before we get into the third method, that is, in regards to my community, myself, and with all my coaches. It's a low price, and we have basically weekly calls in here. You have 5 exclusive programs for free in this membership, and you get so many discounts in regards to other programs and coachings as well. So let's get into your third method, and I hope to see you in that membership. Third method is keyword association. Ooh, this is very prominent in what I teach. This is something that I've talked about a lot for years. I'm talking about this like from the beginning of time, I think, as this was something that I used actually growing up, and I didn't even know it was a thing until then, to speak to people and get out of my comfort zone. I actually still do it when I find myself really nervous in different environments, to be honest. So keyword association is something that really helps me. It means you're going to pick up on keywords that this woman is giving you or in your surrounding. This helps in relationships as well. Guys, if you want to be a more effective communicator, if you want to emotionally connect with your woman, especially in relationships, continuing a conversation when you're too nervous, possibly as well if you're not, this helps with the first dates as well, or anything more than this. Basically, it helps with everything, I'm trying to say. This is the one. This is the one because I know, because I've been using it for years. And also too, I don't want to leave this out. This is also good for a guy that asks too many questions. Like if you're a guy that asks too many questions on your date and you usually turn into the Barbara Walters interview, then this is great. So for example, let's say the woman says that she went to Machu Picchu. And she says, I went to Machu Picchu and I did a hike in Machu Picchu. Well, there's so many keywords in there, right? The keywords that you can pick up on is Machu Picchu, there's hike, and maybe even traveling, because she didn't mention it, but she had to travel there. So which keyword do you want to stick with? So since she's on the topic of Machu Picchu and hiking, you can say something like, wow, I love hiking, but Machu Picchu, that seems intense because I know the elevation is really high there, right? So then you stop and you aren't really asking a new question. You're just in the flow in the conversation now. Then she's talking about the altitude now and why it was hard or easy for her, let's just say. You both are still on the topic of hiking. You can easily continue with the keyword association of hiking and say something around this. So it can look like this. You can say, the most hiking I've done is in California, Runyon Canyon, and I do it almost daily. I love hiking. I just love going after work. It's like my escape. Now what you've done here is you just opened it up for connection if this is something she likes as well and feels like it's her escape too. Now you feel connected. So now you're going to stay on this topic with her, but you're showing a woman that you are present in what she's communicating about and not just skipping to the next question. You're in the notion and you're there with her. Let's say that you just started talking to her at a coffee shop. You don't even know who she is, really. And you sit down and you guys have coffee together and she's telling you about her day and how she went shopping today and ran some errands and went to the post office and it was just a boring day, right? Well, that's a lot of information. Well, you have post office, you have errands, you have shopping, you have boring day. So you can pick up on those keywords and say something like, well, I hope your day is now just getting interesting instead of boring because I'm sitting in front of you. This is actually a subtle flirt and would be really great. But you can also pick up on other things like shopping. You can talk about, oh man, I love shopping, or not a lot of guys love shopping, but I do. I'm one of those guys that I can go out and I can just find my comfortable chair and like to see things being tried on. I think it's a lot of fun. It creates a good environment for a girl and a guy, especially for me. Right? You can say something that is off the rip on those keywords. That's something that I really like to do. So think of this and have fun. It creates a good environment for a girl and a guy to have a conversation. This is something that you should do as fun. So let's do a recap. These 3 things are so important. Number 1 is mirroring, number 2 is labeling, and number 3 is keyword association. These are all the ways that are going to help you guys in keeping a conversation going with women. These are the 3-step methods that I want you to try out today. If you want to continue getting better at conversations, we do mock dates not only in our men's community of our membership, but we actually give you better conversation skills and actually scripts to use and understanding how to flirt and flirting with women, all in my membership for free. You can escalate in showing intent. We go over this and we have a full program about this all in my membership for free. So it's going to be in the description box below. I would really encourage you to check that out. We also have a link below that you can actually use these scripts and talk to women. I've created a script manual on how to talk to women, and you can use these tons of scripts to talking to women and using them for you, obviously, not verbatim, but in your own language and using this. I would really encourage you guys to click that link below and do so. We really want you to show up for yourself. So I'm really excited that you've landed here as well in this video. If this is your first time visiting, I welcome you to subscribe and always check out that membership link below. Also, I have a video over here for you, something special for you. And if you want to continue watching, great, I have something free as well. It's my free 7 Common Mistakes ebook that men make when attracting women. Remember, I'll see you in the next video. As always, you are always loved. Bye for now.